everybody. How's everybody doing tonight?
Good.
Good. Okay, so I have, since this is our first meeting, I wanted to start us off with prayer. If you guys don't mind, if we just bow our heads for a moment, and I guess I'll pray, which, you know, if you guys know me, you know I don't do very often out loud. My head, yes. But Lord, we ask that you watch over all of us tonight and all week, and for these first 12 weeks of this book study and working together, and that you bring us clarity and energy and all of the things that we need to be successful in our business. And please, Lord, let us not feel overwhelmed by this process, but rather enlightened by it, and help us to see clearly what we need to do, what's most important for us to do, and guide us throughout this time together. And we thank you, Lord, for bringing us together. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen.
You know I don't pray very often out loud, but I'm going to do it.
Stepping out of that comfort zone.
Yeah, for sure. So guys, I am so excited we're here and we're all going to be doing this together. So just wanted to put that right out there that I'm not in charge. Laura's not in charge. Nobody's in charge. We're all in charge. I'm the teacher of the group, or one of the teachers of the group. So I do a lot of organizing. That's kind of my forte. So I'm going to have us organized and keep us organized. But as far as leading the calls, everybody will take turns. I thought I'd start us off for this week and the next couple weeks on clarity, just so we could have kind of a set way that we follow things, right? Started with prayer, and I kind of wanted us, because some of us may not know each other, right? I think most of us do, but some of us don't. And let's just take a moment really quickly, just type it in the chat, unless you want to unmute, and tell us your name and maybe what group you're in, your diamond, or anything that you want to say about yourself. Like, I'm Lisa, I'm a Nana, I raise a special needs child, I'm an Emerald ambassador, and I have a lot to say about that in our coming weeks. And I am so glad to be here. So if anybody else wants to take it off and go next, just think it's important that we know each other. You can do it in the chat, or you can unmute.
I'll go ahead. No, go ahead.
This is my chat, my Zoom link. I'm Karen.
Randy.
We live in Northwest Arkansas, and we kind of he does have another job, but we do Plexus together, Ruby and Senior Ruby. Nobody in any of this thread or anything is on our sidelines, so we've adopted everybody as our sidelines. So my closest diamond would be Melissa Darby out of Little Rock.
Awesome. I am Laura Ard, and you will see me most of the time in an RV. We travel with our business that my husband and I have, and we are in Greenville, South Carolina right now. Live in Rome, Georgia, and I am Senior Gold, and my closest diamond is Lisa Shyrock. And I'm just excited to be here.
Sorry. Go ahead.
Hi, Stephanie.
Okay. I'm Steph Simmons, and I live in Winona, Minnesota. And let's see, I'm an Emerald. I actually have a husband who's disabled, so Lisa and I have something in common too, care providing. And let's see, oh my goodness, you guys, I'm probably like 30 people from my diamond. I mean, we're way down there, but they're very good to at least let us be on their team pages and things, but we're so far down for them. So glad to be here.
Hi, everyone. I'm Rebecca Bigby, and I live in San Diego, California. I'm a Senior Gold, and my closest diamond is Sylvia Porter. She lives in the Claremont, California area, but I'm quite a ways down from her. And I did the HPC group with y'all in Brook. So nobody here is, well, there were someone in our group, kind of close sidelines that in the last group. And I think Angelina is going to be here. She's a sideline sister of mine underneath Sylvia. And I am a grandma, or I go by Nana, and we take care of our grandkids almost full time. And we also take care of aging parents. So we stay very, very busy.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Weincoop. I am a chiropractor in Virginia Beach, Virginia. I'm a senior Ruby. My closest diamond is actually, I'm her level 2. I'm under Celeste Gwynn. So it's me, then my sponsor, Dawn, and then Celeste and Jen Hawkins. So very blessed to be in that lineage. And I'm just super excited to be here. I have no idea what you guys are going to do. I'm totally like flying by the seat of my pants tonight. If you guys were in the thread, I totally was reading frantically thinking we had to have it done by tonight. So I'm just happy, and just guide me as you will, please.
Hi, everyone. I'm Kathy Acevas, and I live in Southern California. I'm a senior Ruby. Right now, I have a splitting headache, which I don't normally get headaches, so it's kind of bizarre for me to have a headache. My closest diamond is Amber Hargett, and we are part of a line of jewels, but the most probably famous diamond in our jewel line would be Melissa Eichenhorst.
I'm Vicki
Hi, everybody. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, I'm Vicki Line. I just had my picture up because I'm eating dinner. My granddaughter kind of messed up my schedule. So I live in Amarillo, Texas, and I am a Ruby ambassador. Rachel Nigel is my diamond upline, and actually everybody above me to Celeste is a diamond. So I have a close connection, with most of them. I have 4 grown daughters, 8 grandchildren. One of my daughters is profoundly handicapped, so I have that in common with those of you that also have someone who lives with a disability. I did HPC with Brooke last October. I know Elizabeth Cunningham was in that group, and she's bowed out of this one. I don't remember whether anybody else that's currently in this one was in that group or not. So I'm really excited about this. I think it's going to be really, really beneficial to all of us.
Hi, everyone. I'm Samantha Tripp. Steph Simmons is my cousin. We're actually double cousins, same family on both sides, so we can't get away from each other. So yeah, I live in southeastern Minnesota. My full-time job is I'm in banking and have been for a really long time, but looking really forward to this. I really need some consistency, help, and just a little bit more drive than what I've got now. So I'm looking forward to kind of having all of you bless me with all of this. And thanks for having me.
I'll go.
Lisa.
This is Lisa Montgomery. I live in Cocoa, Florida, where we are getting ready for a hurricane in the next day or two. So we are experiencing all those fun things. I am a senior gold ambassador. I've been with Plexus for about a little over 3 years. And my closest diamond, I'm actually her level 2, is Betsy Wood Ehrenberger out of Raleigh, North Carolina, and also part of Melissa Darby's team. So love that lineage, strong group, and I love that. I did do the high performance coaching with Brooke the last time it was offered. Got a lot out of it, but it was also like drinking out of a fire hose. And so I'm really, really looking forward to doing it as the smaller group and really digging in and being challenged and holding all of us accountable and just really building into each other and growing together. And I'm thrilled to be here. So thank you.
You can either introduce yourself out loud or you can do it in the chat, whatever you'd like to do.
So while everything's quiet, I'll introduce myself real quick. Can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm half whispering. But my name is Mary Prindle. I have been taking the products for 6-ish years. Was doing the business on and off, wasn't really feeling it. I occasionally chit chat with my upline. My sister actually signed me up and she doesn't do it anymore. My closest diamond is Amy Kalsmowski. She lives, I'm in Southeast Pennsylvania. And so she's not that far from me, maybe an hour and a half. So it's nice to have other people to grow off of. And I'm just now digging my heels and trying to make it a career. I've been in corporate finance for a long time and it's soul sucking. So, and and I'm a grandmom and I have 3 kids who are, my youngest just turned 20 and we helped raise 4 more and they're all grown. And I babysit my granddaughter on 2 weekdays during the week too. So busy. But I'm really excited about this group. I was in HPC and it was a lot. So I had the book out to do again. So I'm super excited y'all wanted to do a little group to get going.
Anybody who wants to speak out loud, please raise your hand and I'll just start calling on everybody. Kim, go.
Hey, I'm Kim McMurrow. I'm in Central Illinois. Senior Ruby Ambassador Steph Simmons is my sponsor. She's on here and I love her. And I'm right now kind of laid up with a broken leg. And so you might see me turn my camera off to hobble around from one room to the next. But 2 grown kids, empty nesters, and have a grandbaby that I get to keep once in a while. And I'm very excited. I don't really know what to expect with this, but I'm very excited to just be in a group of women who are kind of focused on one common goal. And I love the One Plexus culture. So thanks for having us.
Angelina, go.
Hi, I'm Angelina Rivera, and I am from Southern California. My closest diamond is Sylvia Porter, and she lives about an hour from me. And I work full time as a production manager for the Marine Corps. I work for the Department of Defense, and so it's a very, very busy job, especially end of the month. I'm the last person that sees the vehicles before they get sold to the customer, and the first person they see when they get brought in. I've been with Plexus for 2 years, or 2.5 years, and I also have a disabled spouse, and so a lot of my time in the evenings is spent with him. And so my goal is to eventually be able to retire in 4 years. My husband's been retired for 10 because of his disability. And I have 2 children. My son is 21 and is a mechanic for the Department of Defense as well. And then my daughter is 19 and she suffers from some of the same mental health issues that my husband does. And so we just moved her back home from college so that we can work with her. And so my need to move up has tremendously increased because I just got to take care of my family, and I'm away 12 to 16 hours a day, up to 6 days a week. So I really just need to press on. And I did Brooke's high performance coaching the first time she did it. So a little rusty, but I'm excited to learn more and dig back in. So thank you, everybody.
Kara, you want to go next? Thanks, Angelina.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kara Turner. Lisa is my upline. I have no idea who our diamond is. And we have like a long chain of people between us. So I'm a single mom. I am currently launching my full-time job as a healthcare advocate. And I do Plexus on the side. I've been with them over 2 years. I'm a senior gold ambassador. I want to get to Ruby by the end of the year. That's my goal. I mean, I would love to be Emerald, but you know, baby steps. I'm trying to re-rank senior gold and then move up. So I'm interested in learning about this. I've kind of looked into it before, and so I'm excited, to be here with you guys, and I'm gonna learn a lot, I'm sure.
Yep. Val, you want to go next? Thanks, Kara. Oh, I see you put it in the chat. And Melissa put hers in the chat. So take a moment to look at both of theirs. You're expecting? Val, I didn't even know that. Congratulations. I may cry. I'm so happy for you. You have to unmute.
Oh my gosh. Congratulations. Is that why you've been MIA in our chat?
Yeah, the nausea and the heartburn has been awful the first trimester. Awful.
Oh my
But since I'm
goodness.
basically at 14 weeks, I was like, I might as well just tell this group. That way you guys really see where my why is coming from. With having one child who has special needs, I can't go back to teaching full time. So and now I'm gonna have another one. So I really need I need to figure out what it is that's holding me back and move in a forward direction for sure. So
yeah,
but thank you everybody. I'm excited. Hopefully I'm past this heartburn and nausea phase.
I'm really happy for you, Val. I think these babies are a blessing. It's just such a wonderful thing to look forward to.
I just ask that everybody in this group just continue praying, and so far all tests are coming back that this baby is good, but all the prayers. I feel like the more people pray, I feel like it's I don't know. God hears it better sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure. I'm super happy for you, and I'm glad you're here too, because I know how much of a load you have right now. So I was thinking that, and you guys can challenge this if you'd like, but the format be on our coaching nights that we kind of dig into what's holding us back and the things that we need to talk about and the things that we need to do in our business. And then the book night, we dig into the book and the questions and answering the question, those response questions at the end of the chapter. There's also helpful things that go along with the book, and there's the guide that we have, and some of us have Brooke's guide, which the reason why I wanted you guys to buy the book workbook and do the workbook is because I don't want to ever think that we're doing Brooke's work, because we're not. We're doing the high performance book, and we're digging into that, and I don't want anybody thinking that we're doing their stuff, right? Because it's proprietary. Even though we learned a lot of stuff from her and we learned how to use her coaching method, we are not, and if you want to write in your book, you can, because I have one, you guys have one, but I'm not going to talk about the things that are in the book, if that's okay with everybody here. I just think it's proper that way. It's not my place to use her stuff. I wouldn't want anybody to use mine. But I do think most of the stuff that's in there is in our workbook, or it's in the high performance book, or it's in the tools at highperformancecoaching.com. So everything is already there. It's just written in a different way. We just need to dig in a little differently. So this is what I thought we'd do next. I asked everybody to think about their why and to really dig super deep about their why. So what I mean is, my why is I want to quit working. That's not a deep why. Your why is you want to put groceries on the table because you want your family to be fed. Do you know what I mean? How you get to a lower level of what your why is. So think about your why for a minute. If you haven't already done that, if you have, put it in the chat. But let's take a few minutes to just jot down something from our why, not our entire why, because your why can be like 3 pages long, right? But just something that you would want to share with others that is your why. And for me, it would be like, before I would say, oh, I want to be an Emerald. That's my why. My why is I want to have a trip. That's really not it. The why is to spend time with my husband because we have a special needs kid. So see how I'm kind of digging a little bit deeper into what it is, just a surface, and then go underneath that surface and find that other thing. So we'll take a couple of minutes to do that right now. Me too.
Lisa, I'm glad you said that about your reply can be like 3 or 4 pages long. Mine hasn't ever been, but using that 7 thing, it just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And I thought, I must not be doing this right. So that helps to know that I'm not the only one that in the end had like 4 pages.
I feel like my why is a book.
Yeah.
You know, I'm going to look at what's in the chat right now. I love it, Karen. That's pretty very specific. Also think about, Karen, I would think about what does that do for you and Randy? How does that impact you living closer to your parents, and also just building a house after your parents are gone? What kind of legacy are you building for your own children? That be part of your why?
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's definitely a big part of it. Like I grew up in the country and, you know, raising our boys, we've never been able to do some of the things that we always did and just have that atmosphere. So now our dream is to recreate it for our grandkids. So definitely a big part of it.
Angelina, I love yours. I know that I've known your wife for a while, but I want you to think about what you need as well. So I'm often thinking about my grandson and my husband and my everybody and my wife for them. But what is this going to help you with? You know, your why needs to be is connected to people you love, but it's also connected to you. Well, think about that. Love it, Leanne. Kathy, I can relate to yours. Elizabeth, totally understand that. Janet, same. I mean, just, it's giving me chills reading them all. I don't know if you guys are reading them. They're pretty powerful. Kim, I'll say the same thing to you. What are your dreams too? And if your dream is to, you know, is for you to make your husband's dream a reality, because mine has always been to make my grandsons a reality. I understand that, but through this process, I want to find out what I need to. Because I think that when you connect it to you and to God and to, you know, the people that you're taking care of, and your why becomes just so much deeper. Mm-hmm. Yes, Laura, same. Anybody can feel free to comment on them too. I'm not the in charge person, remember, I'm just leading us this week. Yes. Great, Val. Melissa. Did you guys read Melissa's? I love that. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Yes, being able to drive a brand new car off the lot would be awesome, especially.
Yes. I love that, Melissa.
I can't lie. It's a total, it's a thing in our family when dad gets a new car because he gets a new car all the time. My mom doesn't do that. So I want the car.
Yeah, I did too, but just the one tip, just wait until you're maybe a sapphire or almost a sapphire before you do it. Because if your points drop, you're paying for that car and your points will drop. Just to let you know. It's a myth.
I mean, I also really want him to be home too. That's the main goal. But
Yep.
the car's a perk.
Rebecca, I can relate to that too. You know, my husband had to retire early to take care of Jack. So I was the main source of income for the last 7 years, because when he stopped talking at 7, school kept calling and calling and calling to pick him up. And so we went to my income only. So I can relate to having bills and getting in debt over situations that you cannot control too. I love it, Samantha. I love them. They're so good. Yes, Stephanie, I love that. There's like 3 or 4 different models, Elizabeth. Yeah. So if everybody's feeling that they're clear on their why, and you may want to copy, if you don't have it written down, if you just typed in the chat, just copy and paste it to yourself so you can look back on it after 12 weeks and see if you have any changes to it. I always think it's good to journal and to think about things more than once. I looked back on my journal today from High Performance and I was like, wow. When you journal what you're thinking and feeling and what you're doing in your life, and it comes true, and you're also praying, it's kind of like you're getting that confirmation that those things are meant to be and they are happening. It's almost like when you make a vision board and you're journaling about the things that you want in your life, or you're making a vision board and it happens, you're like, oh my gosh, I manifested this. This happened. So that brings me to my next thing. Make sure that you are journaling. This is a habit that I got into in High Performance. I have my journal right here. Nightly, it doesn't have to be about any prompt, but think about what your day is like and anything you want to get out of your mind. Take a couple minutes and journal every single night. And then on Sunday night, I know a lot of you do this too, brain dump. Because on Sunday night, you become this person that's like frenzy crazy. Oh my God, how am I going to get everything done this week? And when you journal it all out, when you brain dump everything that you have to accomplish in the week or everything that's on your mind, like I got to take the kids to soccer, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to go to the store, I have to work my business, I have to attend this training, I need to read this chapter of the book. Just journal it all down and you'll feel so much better. You'll get actual clarity for what you need to do that week, and you'll be able to do it. Yeah, Leanne says she's so busy Sunday, she forgot to do this. So journaling is something that I'm gonna ask everybody to do. I looked back on mine and just wanted you to know that I looked back and I wrote about how I was hating work, because at the time I was working, how I was worried about Jack, same thing. How I went to a work conference and I came home and I wrote down that nobody has a special needs child there. They have not the same life. I can't identify with them because they don't have that kind of life. So thinking about your journal, it's just whatever. It's whatever's in your brain and your business, whatever you want to write down. Yeah, and so let's talk about habit stacking. Keep that journal by your bedside, and then you'll journal every night before you go to bed. That's how I remember to do it, is I created a habit, picking up that journal and writing in it before I went to bed. Just like I get on my knees every morning when I pray. That's just my habit that I started this year. Is pray daily, even if I don't feel like it, and journal nightly, which I've gotten out of the habit of. So I'm going to start doing that. so we're going to journal something in a minute. But the next thing I wanted to talk about, because we're at 6:30, let's talk about your assessment. Everybody type into the chat your lowest area and your highest area of the assessment. Oh, you know what I had to do? I didn't get an email. So I had to pretend like I was printing it and save it to PDF. And so I saved my assessment that way because it never came in an email. I don't know what the heck I did wrong, but I never got mine in an email. So what area are your top area and your lowest area? So my overall, you can, if you feel like putting your overall score in there, you can. Oh, come on. Wow. Yeah, and you won't believe this. When I went to do it as PDF, it didn't work. So now I don't even have my own scores, but I kind of know where I need to work. And one of them is energy. So I'm going to write that in there. I feel like after my whole blitz to get to Emerald, my energy has been really lacking. Melissa, I knew that about you. My highest was clarity, I believe, too. And my lowest was energy. And I noticed from the first time I took this, from my performance till now, so you guys are going to do it again. You know, wait 12 weeks and then maybe do it again. My influence score went up. Like my influence score was really low before, but as you build your belief in yourself and you start having more influence over others and over your team and over your audience and your customers, you feel like you really raise your influence. And influence is important because you want people to believe you when you're talking to them about their health and wellness, that you have their best interests at heart. Anybody want to unmute and talk about theirs? Anything they noticed differently or they were surprised by? You don't have to, but if you want to. Kim, do you want to talk?
Sure. Yep.
You were unmuted, so.
Sorry.
Vicki, did you want to talk?
I'm unmuted too.
Yeah.
I don't know whether anybody else, I always hate these things. I mean, I hate taking things like this.
Yeah.
Where it's like, is it this one or is it this one? I'm not really sure. So, you know, I don't know how accurate I feel about mine. So I am looking forward to taking it again. There were a lot of the ones that I responded to, honestly, as I don't remember what it was. It was right in the middle. It was like, basically, I don't have any feelings about this one way or the other. Like, I don't know whether I'm this or I'm this. So, but clarity was my lowest score. So there you go. That could explain that.
That's true, Vicki. You're probably right. It's probably a lack of clarity of knowing yourself and knowing what you want or how to get there. So the first two chapters are so powerful in clarity. And I'm glad we're spending 2 weeks per chapter because I feel like the chapters are so meaty. And I was thinking the format, just a preview, would be the first week we would just talk about what we highlighted, the why, you know, things that were stood out to us for that chapter, maybe answer a question or two. And that the second time we would use a tool, whether it's a journal or the questions or whatever, or if there's a part of it that we didn't understand or we needed clarity on, any part of that chapter that we could talk to each other about that. How does that sound? That's how I always have done book clubs at work. So a lot of highlighting. Lowest was energy. That's interesting. I wonder if a lot of us that have special needs people in our lives, if we all had low energy. Because I did, Steph did, Angelina did. Janet, do you have low energy? Because usually I'm high energy, but I feel very low energy right now.
I'm driving, so I have to unmute. I think mine was somewhere in the middle. I definitely used to be high energy, but yeah, special needs mom, right?
Yes, Kathy. I feel like we're going into this very important season of Plexus of our businesses. It's really, honestly, December is a dull month. So we really have to build up the next couple of months. And then January it picks up again. December is really a short and sweet. A lot of people get into their holiday stuff. So you have to be prepared for those times. So having, getting in there and trying to go into this season and with more energy is my goal. And whatever I have to do to get there, that's my goal. All right. How about, if you guys are ready, we'll just journal. I have a couple of prompts for us if you'd like. Ready? I'll put them in the chat too. What do you want to achieve from our time together? And I'll give everybody a couple minutes, if that's okay with you guys. Anybody feel the need to get a new journal? I'm ordering tomorrow. If you want to put them in the chat, the answers too, you certainly can share. I think that's important too. Okay, I'm going to put the next one in there too. So when you're ready, you can go to the next one. What areas of your business do you need the most help with? Where are you struggling? And then the last one, if you were to choose one thing you're really good at in your business, because we always focus on what we're bad at. One thing you're good at in your business, what would that be? So I think we should unmute. I got to go check on some family things, but I think everybody should unmute and talk about what they need help with and what they're good at. Because I think you can take what you're good at and you can expand on that and really so for my example, I'm good with organization. And so I think I can see the big picture and organize future events and different things. So that is my skill set. But maybe somebody else like Stephanie's greatest thing is being able to retain customers, but I struggle with retaining. So I can connect with her on what do you do for retention? So I think it's important for us to talk to each other about what we're good at and what we need help with so that we can talk throughout this whole 12 weeks of how we can help each other. So I'm going to go check on Jack. If you guys will start talking, I'll be back.
Not everybody at once now. This is the part where we're all like, oh, what do we say? What do we do? I'll go ahead. I think with mine is keeping my group excited, and then I have the energy. My energy's up there, but not for myself. I'm good at helping everybody else with their energy. So it's me personally. I struggle with that. So and then the reach outs. I feel like everybody in my community knows that I'm Plexus Laura. They know me, they see me daily.
The easy answer to that one, because I saw that, is trying, and I've been focusing on this, is really focusing on inviting 5 new people every single day, either through the suggestions or going to your friends and seeing who they're friends with and sending, expanding your network.
So Karen, I'm curious, when you do that, do you just add them or do you take some kind of a step towards relationship with them?
No, I send them a friend request, and then you can go through your friends list and see who your most recent are. And then
Right.
I'll go and comment on their posts and try to engage and stuff before I ever reach out like in a messenger thread. Unless we have a connection, it's like, oh my gosh, I see that you're friends with such and such. How do you know her? But yeah, just more of commenting and starting to act once they accept my friend request.
Okay, that's what I do as well. I just wondered if you, when they accept your friend request, if you engage them in something, and you just answer that in saying that, if there's something that prompts that, you do it.
Yeah, I really hold off on bringing up Plexus because I've had people do that to me, and I'm like, unfriend is the only reason you friended me. 2 seconds later, she's reaching out about, I'm like, Especially when you look at my page and you can tell I'm all in,
Yeah, right. No, I don't think any of us would ever do that. But I just wondered, like I said, if each time you friend somebody,
I wait and see if they accept it.
X, whatever. Okay. Actually, my problem is I get so far into friend zone that I never get plexus brought up.
I have that as well. I don't know why some of y'all can't unmute. That's weird. So sorry about that.
I can unmute. I will, I think, my biggest problem right now that I have is my energy level because of the fact that I'm constantly taking care of grandchildren and parents, my husband's parents and my mom and stuff like that. It kind of drains my energy and I start thinking that I just don't care about anybody else's issues and things like that. But I'm really good at retention because I do follow up with my people and I'm good at helping them troubleshoot with their products and things like that. But because my energy level is so low, I have a hard time getting my people to do anything. They'll say they want to go silver, they say they want to do the watch or whatever, but then they won't even show up for the weekly team meeting. They always have an excuse, it's not becoming a priority. So I guess where I really need the most help is how do I get people to move beyond just being a VIP customer to actually, getting involved and staying involved.
Rebecca, I think we all have the same struggle with that. And I just want to speak to that really quickly because I noticed something that the month that I went Emerald, that I did the stuff that I wanted them to do. And I showed them I was doing all that stuff constantly. So I had a lot of energy. I was doing a lot of posting. I was giving them a lot of postings. So I was doing basically the work for them to show them how, because I think a lot of times there's a mental thing, like they want the watch, but they don't know how to get there. They want to be a silver ambassador or a gold ambassador, but they don't know how to get there. Some people don't. And that's okay. That's because we have to give them those baby steps. This is what you do first. This is what you do second. This is what you do third. And if they don't do it, then I'm going to say they probably don't want it or they have something holding them back. I had 20 people sharing the month I went Emerald. I have 4 people sharing right now. People will leave.
Yeah, I think that's, I try to give them those steps. I give them like, okay, here's a simple post or whatever. And I've had some that'll post and they're okay with the posting because it seems like it's far removed from them. But it's when it comes down to actually talking to somebody personally, or like they'll get a hit on their post and I'll say, okay, this person said this, let's, send them a message and say that, and then they won't do it. It's like they're afraid of that personal, conversations and stuff, the things that are actually going to get them the people there and stuff. It's really a struggle, and it wears me out, drains my energy.
Totally.
Well, and I have plenty of energy and I still can't, I still have people that have been with me for 3-4 years telling me they want it, but then they won't do the thing. So we just kind of have decided we're done pulling. I'm going to continue to show them what to do and how to do it. And eventually somebody will want to do it with us. So my struggle, apparently, I'm senior Ruby and still almost 7 years in, still don't have a business builder. So you can get there without them, but it sucks. But which I'm hoping is high performance habits will help me attract people for the business and be able to guide them and teach them how to be a business builder.
Karen, can you take over for a minute? I probably am.
Oh yeah, you're good.
He's
You're
not
good.
in a good place tonight.
Okay.
But somebody, can you guys go up and you guys that are really experienced and speak to Elizabeth's post in there too? I'll see you in a little bit. Maybe I might be on, I might not.
Okay. I gotta expand this out. Why?
Elizabeth, that's how I was feeling too in our small community. There's so many already on Plexus or they're doing something else. But like she said, if you just keep reaching out and friending people, I mean, I am doing that, but probably need to step it up. I was doing the 5 and more. I think now it's just random because I started feeling weird about that too. Like, you know, these people I really don't know, but that's how I built friends anyway, moving into a strange area. I wasn't from the area, so I just started friending everybody in Armuchee, you know, Rome, Georgia. And so I could get to know my community. And that's been respected. I felt, you know, it's been very well accepted, not just like, who's this strange girl reaching out to me? So I think we just have to continually build our network, like you said, just keep reaching out.
I think also too, because I have a lot of people that I go to contact and you'll see that they're doing things like Color Street or keto stuff or whatever. And just because they're doing, or Mary Kay or whatever, but just because they're doing that doesn't mean they don't have gut health issues. So you can still develop a friendship with them and eventually they will start, you know, either they'll let it know on their posts or they'll let it know to you that they're struggling in one way or another. And then that gives you an avenue of kind of going into the plexus gut health issue. And somebody, oh, I know it was one of our on our team. Well, she's a sideline. She's under our diamond. She's a sapphire, and she was doing a thing telling her team from the Emerald Extravaganza that they were giving out some statistics because I guess they did a survey of like 500 maybe VIP people or, you know, customers, and they said they were kind of surprised because they thought everybody would say that they joined Plexus for weight loss, and it's actually they joined it for gut health. The majority of them did it for gut health. So they said, you know, the reset's been really great, but we've kind of gone a little far jump away from, you know, going toward gut health and stuff. And so now this week I've started making a committed effort to try and start, you know, emphasizing gut health as well as the business. So that might help too.
Rebecca,
One of
that's
the things I've been, oh, go ahead.
You can go ahead if you want.
No, that's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. So Rebecca, it's interesting that you brought up gut health because obviously with being pregnant, that's kind of where I've switched gears. As much as I love the reset, and I did do it twice before being pregnant, but I'm trying to switch it to gut health, and I haven't even announced socially yet that I'm pregnant, obviously out on social media, but obviously I've told like family and close friends and obviously you guys. But I think that that will also help too, because then my audience will be like, oh, she's taking Plexus while she's pregnant. And I will tell you that I've joined quite a few pregnancy groups, and through there, it has made it easier for me to add new people just because we're kind of in the same boat. But for me, that was always harder before. And then my other biggest struggle for me is the fact that with having a child with special needs and the therapist calling off, not being here, and my husband works from home right now and he's on the phone a lot, like I have to not push this off to the side, but yeah, kind of, you know, because basically then in a typical work day, I only get to work my business during my husband's lunch break. And that's only if that works out correctly, you know? So for me, I think that's my biggest battle right now. And that's why I think my business has been harder to focus on. Plus, of course, I'm easily discouraged because kind of like what Karen said, I've been doing this for almost 5 years and I do not have a solid business builder. And when you're doing this by yourself and you already have such a frustrating, like, I hate saying it that way, but it's true. Like having a child with special needs, it's like, God, like I got to do everything by myself and I can't, you know? So I would say those are my biggest battles right now with my business.
I've been struggling for quite a while, actually a few years, with just consistency. I work really hard at my job and I excel there. And sometimes I'm empty by the time I get home, but I have 4 kids, 2 that are out of the house and 2 that are seniors in high school right now. and sports. And then I have 2 granddaughters, and those are all excuses because I do have time, but scheduling the time in and taking that for myself is something that I'm not a pro at yet. And I really struggle with posting consistently, which is really odd because I've had success with the reset with weight loss. And when I did finally post and was vulnerable, that's an issue for me too. I feel like I'm a go-to for people, my friends and family, as their source of strength. And so very rarely do I really feel like I'm weak or like I need to lean on somebody or whatever. But so then it makes me feel like I'm too vulnerable in posting, but really that's what people want to see because that's what people respond to. And I had like several hundred comments on my last post about reset. I mean, it's ridiculous that I don't make that connection, that I need to schedule those posts in. So consistency, posting, those are 2 things I really am hoping to improve on for sure.
My goodness, it helps me to have a schedule, Samantha. Just every Sunday to think about what I need to post that week, and especially when I was working full time.
Yeah, I'm seeing that that's kind of necessary because when I like, especially on a Monday morning or something, when I'm just checking things quick and I see like people have these cool posts up already, I'm like, well, when did you do that? You know, so I need to schedule out those posts. And that was something that we learned at convention this year. And I took all the notes and then they're in my backpack. And so, yeah, I need to be definitely diligent about getting back to that.
Just wrote in the chat IPA. At some point, we probably should share what our favorite. I get so sick of them because they're like, do this and do this and do this, and who has time for all that every day? What are the most important things I need to do daily, and what things can I do every other day, like check perks or check declines or whatever. I don't need to do that every single stinking day. Maybe if I could have my virtual assistant do it, but I don't have time for that every day. I don't know about you guys.
I like keeping it 5 simple steps. That's something my husband and his training, each module is 5 steps, and it's just something you can remember. And I think it individually to each person, because your schedule, how you work. And so you're not feeling like you're tied to that IPA because somebody developed it and that's how you got to do it. 5 steps, just figure out those 5 steps that are going to move your business or and it may change. This week it may be these 5 things I'm going to do. And then the next week it may be something else because you've moved to a different level or different step in your business. That's just kind of my thoughts right now.
Yeah, I think Bob Heilig is the one who's real big on that. He says pick 3 to 4 things. And he actually says, do those just 3 to 4 things for 30 days and see what happens. Just what is the top 3 things, especially if you're working. I tell my people, when I was coaching one of them, like pick 3 things. What 3 things could you do almost, basically every day or almost every day for 30 days? So then they don't get overwhelmed. And he said, consistency, it really shows the consistency and how big of an impact it can have.
One of the things we learned at, I think it was, Stephanie, remind me, at the Emerald Extravaganza was to post about reset, right? Because reset's working, and to post consistently about that, right? Isn't that one of the things we heard? And in fact, I have my notes. If you guys want to hear what they said really quick. Yep. What people want in a leader. How do they want to feel valued? Okay. People need to feel challenged and be continually challenged. People want to be included. Inclusion is different than valued. That's what I wrote down. You want to be celebrated. So celebrate the progress. Even if they shared with a person, you should celebrate them. Like do a post, do a shout out post. Oh my gosh, Samantha shared with 10 people today. Great. Like just whatever you need to do to celebrate just the action that people are taking. We often share the result and not the action, and the action is what keep people doing the things that will get them the result, right? Celebrate progress and momentum. Have a purpose that you care deeply about. We talked about that tonight. And what else? You want to add anything to that? Bring the positive. Oh, don't be negative. We already all know that, right? Be unwavering. What shapes generations? Oh, he was really big on generate. This is the generational guy, Jason Dorsey. Parenting. How we do and don't, what we do and don't want to be like, is what I wrote. Technology is driven by age, and mobility is driven by age. So just go to work, don't dream. No, hey girl. Some people are motivated by money, and some people are motivated by time. So when you're speaking to somebody and you talk to them about, hey, I want you to make all this money, when really they're motivated by, hey, I want you to have, they want time freedom, right? Okay, top 3 things that I wrote down is available, willing to be trained. Oh, you have to be available to them. You have to be willing to train, and you have to be able to cast vision. And we were supposed to think of one of the things that we were weak in, or that we needed to work on for our future teams. What do you need to do? Cast vision? You got all my stuff. Can I keep going? There's one more. Step 1, share my progress, share the vision, teach it easy. You need to be on YouTube. Everything needs to have a caption. These are my emerald tips. Quick feedback. Think about lifestyle over money. Onboarding. Do more shout outs and voice messages. That was my take. Those were my takeaways. You want to add anything to that, Stephanie? Oh, we're over time, but like if you want to add, Stephanie, do it, then we'll be done.
Yeah, I don't have my notes in front of me, but yeah, just I was clarifying closed captioning. He said is very important for people when you're doing videos. So, and he also said, even if you don't like TikTok, you should be on TikTok. And I'm, yeah,
Like, no, I don't want to.
not a fan.
Not a fan either, but he said everybody, the younger generation is on, and that's our market.
Well, I could tell you as a former law enforcement officer, I would highly recommend you not go on TikTok. So it's actual spyware. So they can actually, it's Chinese spyware, and they can actually access your banking and everything else. So I know that the young people are on it, but that's not really my target audience anyway, as a 64-year-old woman. So I'm not too worried about it.
They were talking about generational stuff like that too, Steph. Yeah.
I deleted the app for that very same reason, because it is spyware. So
yeah, Valerie, in your stories, you should use the thing that turns your voice into text, the closed captions.
Hey, Lisa, did he actually give you any kind of statistics about how visible you might actually be on TikTok? Because that's one of the latest things that they're talking about, is that in America on TikTok, our young people are being bombarded with all the negative stuff and that's not good for their character building or whatever. But yet in China on TikTok, everything there is character building and everything and redeeming stuff. So it seems I felt like anything that we would try to do on TikTok might be kind of muted anyway.
Well, that's just like MySpace back in my day and Facebook, the earlier years. The media exists to bombard young people with images of what, Now I don't think I had a MySpace, but my nephews did. I know they were like all about that. That was a big Facebook thing. So I think we should honor our time and get off because it's late. I appreciate all of you. I think we had a very productive night tonight. I think this moving forward, we're going to be great, right? I'm so excited for this. And if you guys want to, if you want to share like your IPA in our chat, like what you're using for IPA, and we can flesh it out in there. And then Melissa, I wanted to tell you, especially because you wrote in here that you didn't know what to post, just do a schedule just like you did for our team thing and write it down and stick to it every day. Don't worry about what everybody else is posting. Just copy those for later, right? All right. Bye, guys. Thank you.
Good night.
Night.